Music has always been an important part of Indian life. The classical Indian music system is one of the most well-developed systems of classical music in the world. There are references to various string and wind instruments, as well as several kinds of drums and cymbals in the Vedas, which is the sacred Hindu text. One example of this is the sitar. Sitar is one of the most popular music instruments in North India. The sitar has a long neck with 20 metal frets and 6 to 7 main chords. The neck is mostly comprised of quarter tones. In Indian music, the scales, unlike in American music, are comprised of quarter tones in between each whole tone or letter name. One example of this is how in American music, there's one tone recognized between the notes C and D, which would be C sharp, and in Indian music, there are two tones recognized in between C and D, which have given names in Indian. Music's healing powers have been at the forefront of Indian culture since the Vedas. In Ayurveda, music is of utmost importance for a healthy life balance. In the Vedas, it is written that when certain emphasis is put on certain syllables in chant, it can lead to events such as rain, easing of disturbed people, and crops giving a better yield. Vedic lore also says that experiments with sounds at certain frequencies can lead to celestial mood changes and lifting of the mortal soul. Before we talk about music in India and its therapeutic effects, there are three key definitions that we must discuss. First is raga. A raga is basically a mode of Indian music. There is no direct translation, but there are 72 main ragas, but an infinite number of combinations that can go together. Next is Shruti. Shruti is a Sanskrit word found in the Vedic text of Hinduism, where it means musical intonation and what is heard in general. It is also an important concept in Indian music, where it means the smallest interval of pitch that the human ear can detect and a singer or musical instrument can produce. And finally, there is Ayurveda. It's the traditional Hindu system of medicine, which is based on the idea of balance in bodily systems and uses diet, herbal treatment, and yogic breathing. Ragas can be used as therapeutic devices to help people through common sicknesses and illnesses. Here are 5 examples of 5 different ragas that can help with a lot of illnesses that you see people suffer from today. The first one is Asavari, and Asavari is a very helpful raga that helps with building confidence. The next one is Brindabani Sarang, which helps with common depression. Next is Darbari, which can process as a sedative. Shri, which also works for common cold and asthma. And finally, Sohani, which typically works to cure headaches.
So, Mr. Quarles, I have a question. What does the lick have to do with music therapy and India, in your opinion?
Well, I think it has to do with everything, The lick, I feel like it soothes the soul, I feel like it makes everybody happy, content,
All right. Would you say that the lick is like your personal raga?
Honestly, I do think it would be my personal raga. Let's before, I give that, let me just give a little, brief, understanding of the lick. So the lick has been used for many decades, and honestly, I would personally say that I was the first to play the lick, Although I'm 18, I know it's funny, but I know. But anyways, yeah, it's been used a lot, and it's usually used in minor chords or scales, and I feel like it really can bring out the artist idea, and really helps the listener capture what they're trying to play.
Right. So do you often listen to the lick just on a loop for hours on end to sort of soothe yourself or cure yourself of horrendous illnesses such as asthma?
In terms of ragas being used for the benefit of health, there are a few examples. One example of this is Stuti. Stuti is a sitar player who is living in the US and is currently suffering from a heart condition. She says that she mainly uses the sitar for meditation, and she finds the sound of the instrument bringing healing to her. She takes it to the park and beaches or out in the hot or cold weather as she needs the serenity of the ragas.
Hi friends, Neela Neela Megha Shama Bodi Bodi Ba Nila Devi Ramanane Nigama Vejaba Bai Bai Putta Bai Manna Nunda Bai Mannu Kanalilla Jagava Kandalu Tai Gecce Gecce Pada Gecce Udi Dara Hecce Hecce Hikkuva ಮುದ್ದು ಕೃಷ್ಣಗೆ ಶೃಂಗಾರ
دم علی علی تو ورده دم دم علی علی سخیلال قلندر مست مست سخیلال قلندر مست مست جنلال قلندر مست مست دم مست قلندر مست مست دم